This week on Home and Away in Australia, when Remi doesn't turn up to Kirby's launch party, he's found unconscious at home by Sunny. Has he pushed himself too far? Kirby's second crack at being a solo artist could be about to fall at the first hurdle this week, as producer Remi remains missing in action. After putting up the money for Kirby to record her album, Remi has been under an ever-increasing amount of pressure to get all the tracks mixed in time for the launch. Matters hadn't been helped by Kirby's manager Justin, who in time-honored tradition found that Kirby's preferred venue for her launch had a cancellation in only a week's time. With Remi also having committed to being a featured artist on Avalon Bracken's album, he was spreading himself too thin and barely getting any sleep. As Remi wondered how Avalon could keep up her energy to work for days on end, she let him in on her secret, slipping him a small sachet of drugs. Remi was determined not to go down that path, but the final straw came after Kirby and Avalon came up with the idea to collaborate on a duet, which could help promote both of their upcoming albums. Although Remi initially put his foot down at the idea, Justin pushed him to allow the duet, pointing out that it was a golden opportunity. Nearing breaking point, Remi pondered over the sachet that Avalon had given him and was ready to dispose of it down the sink, but temptation soon took hold. When Kirby and Avalon returned to the share house, Remi was frantically working on the tracks and wasn't thrilled by the interruption, quickly covering up the little bag of white powder sitting on the table next to his laptop. Although Kirby put Remi's crankiness down to stress, Avalon quickly recognized what he'd done. As she talked to Remi alone, he admitted that whilst he felt like garbage, he had already managed to knock over a couple more tracks. When Kirby subsequently came in and explained to Remi and Avalon that she decided to drop the duet for now, this only left Remi further frustrated. To be honest, we've been struggling to keep up too. Whilst the decision had been made to delay Kirby's album launch to give them time to record the duet, with that no longer happening, it meant that they could go with their original plan. The slot at Kirby's dream venue was still on hold for them, but was now only 3 days away. Justin asked Remi if he needed more time, but Remi assured him it would be fine as he ushered Justin out. Back in his room, Remi pulled out the sachet again. Remi has such a small window of time to finish the album, and the only way he thinks he can do that is with stimulants to keep him awake, Adam Rowland explains to TV Week. He sees this as a short-term solution and no one needs to know. Kirby was surprised when Justin reported Remi's claim back to her, and Justin pointed out they were all set to confirm the launch at her preferred venue. Only Kirby had once again changed her mind, deciding that she would much prefer to hold it in Salt. She explained that it all felt a bit rushed, and after already doing a big city launch the first time around when working with Forrest, Elijah Williams, it would feel far more comfortable in the more intimate surroundings with her friends present. Despite Kirby feeling it was all moving too fast, and with breathing room now available to them, Justin inexplicably went ahead with booking Salt for the same date anyway, giving venue owner Mackenzie, Emily Weir, a generous 2 days to prepare. But as the clock ticked down, Remi suddenly went AWOL after taking himself off to a hotel to finish the mix. With only 24 hours to go, Justin was yet to hear back from the numerous texts he'd sent to Remi. The next morning, Bree, Julia Godwin, was also confused to have not heard anything from her boyfriend. Calling over at the share house, she and Eden entered Remi's room only to find his bed wasn't slept in. He had told Bree he'd be coming home the previous night. Bree went off in search of Remi, and found Justin and Sunny, Ryan Bound, outside the surf club, rolling out the red carpet ready for the evening's event. Justin still hadn't heard anything and was particularly concerned. Put it this way, he said to Mackenzie after telling her of Remi's disappearance. How are we meant to have a successful album launch if we don't have a finished album? In tonight's episode, everyone arrives at the surf club in their finery for the launch. Though as Justin directs everyone inside, he keeps quiet about the fact that Remi still hasn't materialized with the all-important album. The event has turned into quite the gathering after Avalon shared the details on her socials, and there's even 3 music producers from Melbourne in attendance. As Kirby arrives, all of her friends cheer her from the balcony, all still unaware of the crisis Justin is desperately trying to fix. Meanwhile, Remi returns home after pulling an all-nighter and finally answers a call from Justin. But he can barely stay awake as Justin barks orders down the phone, leading Remi to hang up and collapse on the bed. Back at the surf club, Bree is still worried that Remi is not returning her calls. I've just got this feeling that something isn't right, she explains to Avalon and Eden. Overhearing their conversation, Justin tells Sunny to head over to the share house to see if Remi is there. Sunny finally tracks Remi down in his room, finding him motionless on his bed. He calls out, but gets no response. Rushing over, Sunny shakes him, panic setting in as Remi remains unresponsive. Then Sunny spots it, the empty sachet sitting on the bed next to him. Is Remi okay?